Okay, our session is on recording now, and I want to welcome everyone to tonight's session. Like I said earlier, tonight we are going to continue from where we stopped, and tonight is going to be waterfall. We are not going to treat all the methodologies. The key ones are the aspect we are going to deal with. Well, we are going to deal with agile. We are going to deal with waterfall and Prince2 tonight. So I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. I can see. Good evening.
Okay. All right. This diagram is a clear illustration of how waterfall looks like. The waterfall is just like water falling, rainwater, or so we call it waterfall because the way it's flowing, that is where the name comes from. And why is waterfall is that you see the life cycle here, or you see the stages or activities here. You must finish the first activity before you come down to the second activity. You finish this, everything is sequential. And that is where we, like, yes, the Solomon telling us there, the difference is waterfall is highly dependency oriented, and in agile is not that dependency. Two activities can go concurrently. Yeah. Here, dependency is highly practiced here. You see, you cannot start design. Let's say you want to build a digital solution or digital application. The first thing you need to do is the analysis. The analysis comprises requirement gathering, having meeting with the stakeholders, gathering requirements through analysis, and coming up with a business case. That is analysis. So you can't design what you do not know. You must have understood the problem by gathering requirements from stakeholders, analyzing, and then coming up with a solution. That is analysis. After analysis, you start designing the solution design. That is it. You start designing and planning on how to implement the solution you captured on your analysis. And after design, which is part of the planning and design, they are the same stage. Then you move on to implementation. You start building. Silver solution, you start building. There's no way you can build anything without designing. You cannot jump from analysis to implementation. You must design before you implement. You see the sequence is flowing like water. And you cannot test after designing, you start testing it. You can only test when you start building. When you finish building, that is implementation. So after implementation, you start testing. After testing, then that is means everything is working. Then maintenance. So that is how you cannot jump number one to go and start implementing, you must have analyzed, try to understand the problem you are solving. And that is why we call it waterfall. Yeah. It can be applied anywhere, anywhere, any project. It can be applied in software, it can be applied in construction, manufacturing. Yeah. Can even apply it in your cooking. So if you want to cook a soup and you don't have any food item at home and you want to cook a soup, the first thing you have to make a list of what need to the kind of cook. Then you have to go to the market to purchase from the after purchasing, you come home, you start processing. After processing, you start cooking. After cooking, you see the sequence. So the waterfall methodology is a sequential project management approach that divides the project life cycle into distinct phases, with each phase completed before moving to the next. The phases typically include requirement gathering, design, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance. And each phase relies on the deliverable produced in the previous phase for you to proceed. So, for you to do design, you must do analysis, requirement gathering, and analysis. You must do it. There's no way you can do that. So that is the sequence. Can do a design, and planning. Yeah. So that is how it works. Let's look at key phases. Key phases in waterfall. If you look at the template I gave to you when we were starting, is the same thing. When we did require project breakdown structure, I gave you guys a template. You see, it's a sequential activity. So we do initiate stage, from initiate stage to define stage, which is planning stage, from planning to execute to closure. We break it into 4. So initiate stage, which is requirement gathering and analysis. In this requirement phase, project stakeholder define and document project objectives, scope, and requirements. The requirements are typically gathered through interview, workshop, and documentation review, and serve as the foundation for the subsequent project phases. And from there, you move to design stage. The design stage is the phase where you design, the project team develop detailed design specifications and architectural plan based on the requirement gathered in the previous phase. So the design phase often include activities such as system architecture design, user interface, and database design. And then implementation. This is on, I have to bring your attention here. This is mainly on software development. Yeah, it's on software development. That's why we'll talk about user interface, or this is made on software development, but you can equally apply it in any other industry. But what I'm using here is software development, because if you are doing building a house, real estate, or manufacturing, you are not going to see coding or programming here. So after design, you come down to implementation. In this phase, the project team translates the design specification into executable code or tangible deliverable. Implementation phase involve coding, programming, configuration, customization, and integration of software components and the system. And after that, we do the testing. In the testing, the project team verify and validates the functionalities, performance, and quality of the project deliverables. Testing activities may include unit testing, integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing, and regression testing. So this area, all these are key business analysis terminology. So this is where business analysts started standing out from project managers, because they do the design and deployment. After testing, then that's when the team or whoever is leading will decide whether it's time to test. At times we build and keep, not deploy immediately. So in the deployment phase, project team release the completed project deliverable to end users or customers, or transition the project from development to production. In software or in projects, there are two stages. During the building time, we call it development. So if you are, as you are progressing, you are going to be hearing dev environment, dev environment, dev. When you hear dev environment, it means development environment. It means the project is like the development stage. Once you push the project to production environment, it means like now you finish building and you publish it in a Google Play Store where people can start downloading and making use of. That is production environment. So deployment activities may include installation, configuration, training, and user support. And that stage, that's when you just close the project. And after then, we'll have maintenance. That is post-implementation. In the maintenance phase, the project team provide ongoing support, maintenance, and enhancement to the project deliverables to address issues, bugs, and change requests reported by users. Maintenance activities may include bug fixes, patches, updates, and enhancement to improve product performance and reliability. So these are key stages. So in our own template I gave you, I break them down into 4 stages. In closure stage is with both deployment and maintenance, to squeeze all of them into one. So this is activities in Waterfall. It's sequential. It comes with its own benefits and its challenges as well. Just like here, I try to identify some challenges involved in agile methodology. Despite all the praises I showered on the agile methodology, it came with challenges. And in this Waterfall, which now is becoming legacy system, traditional system, old system, it still comes with its own benefits. We cannot forget the benefits of this Waterfall in a hurry. Waterfall is clear and structured project progression through predefined phases. C is highly organized. It's an organized project management environment. Everything is well defined. You know stage what to. Unlike agile, we call agile cowboy approach. Cowboy means that it's flexible. You can come to that and tell you, so we are no longer here today. This is where we are moving. That because of the flexibility, you do, you turn, you follow. So that is. But this one is highly structured. It's a structured environment is a bit bureaucratic, but is highly structured. Well-defined requirement and deliverable at each phase. Suitable for projects with stable and predictable environment or requirements. Very stable. They use this a lot in stable projects, not complex projects like real estate. So if you want to build a house now, you want to build a duplex or you want to build a bungalow, is a very structured, is a very simple project. You know, one of the simplest projects. You already know from the start, you already know how it's going to look like. How the house, after building the house, you already know how it's going to look like. Unlike some of these softwares, you start building a software, you do not know how that software is going to end. You see, Facebook, I'm only always using Facebook because it's very popular and all of us on Facebook. So as I'm talking about Facebook, you're already visualizing how it looks like. Facebook, when Facebook was started, it was just very skeletal. They didn't intend to use it to replace the World Wide Web. But Facebook is like now a worldwide. Anything you want to look for, you go to Facebook. You want to, it's like it's over everything now. There's nothing you are going to look for that is not there, and it's saturated. It's too much in one. That is the drawback of Facebook now. There's too much, a lot. So if you are in a serious something, you might take your time, and it's difficult to take things seriously on Facebook. I don't take things seriously there. There's a lot of things that are going on there. So the point I was trying to make is that it was just a very simple, small application, and it turned out to become something else. We have one application called Revolut. Revolut was just a small travel wallet. It's not just like a wallet, a small wallet, travel wallet. You know, you have like different types of wallets, and if you add money in your wallet, you can convert it to, like, if you travel to America, you can convert your naira to dollar in America too. That's what they are doing. Very simple. But today, they've turned it into a digital bank, a big digital bank. And that, yeah, Revolut is one of the fastest growing digital bank here globally. The kind of money they are making, even Barclays Bank is not making their profits. Their profits, they are turning their profits in billions, you know, small application. So they will never know, the owner never know that he will later become a billionaire. They're just building a small app, you know. So that is software for you. That's why we call softwares complex projects. You don't know the project, you don't know how the end is going to look like. As a matter of fact, Mark, the owner of Facebook, I'm telling you, if you tell Mark how is Facebook going to end, because they are still building Facebook. Facebook have not stopped. He doesn't know how it's going to end. It's whatever tomorrow brings or whatever the customers need, they try to see if they can build it. But if you build a duplex, you already know how that duplex is going to look like. 5-bedroom duplex can only look 5-bedroom duplex. You only have a window, have a door, have a roof. You already know how it's going to look like. Even if you repaint it, or you already know. So it's a simple project. You know how it's going to look like even before you start it. So in this kind of simple project, we use Waterfall. Simple project like wedding, you can use Waterfall as well. These are simple projects. Yeah. That doesn't mean you cannot use Agile on those simple projects as well. Challenges in Waterfall. Waterfall comes with its own challenges, limited flexibility to accommodate changing requirement or priority. So before you have to bring in a change, you must have to go through the change committee board. And most cases, they might decide to turn down the change after the evaluation. They say that this change you are bringing is not cost effective, and they will say no. And once they say no, nothing can happen else. But in Waterfall, in Agile, once the product owner have taken decision, we are changing this, yeah, that is it. That's the end. Nothing like change board. So limited stakeholder involvement and feedback until late in the project life cycle. Unlike in agile environments where every month we build small feature, the stakeholders will come and look at it, evaluate it, we say, it's beautiful, carry on. If you are building in Waterfall, the stakeholders cannot come to evaluate and give feedback until you finish building the whole project, which after building the whole project, during the review, they might say, we don't want this, this is not really what we wanted. And going back to start destroying the rebuilding is going to be very costly. So that's why Agile is better, because Agile you can spot change early and make corrections. So yeah. And number 3, high risk of project failure if requirements are misunderstood or misinterpreted. So any kind of misinterpretation is a big failure, yeah, because of the rigidity. Difficulty in adapting to unexpected changes or challenges during the project execution. So these are, everything is all about how rigid and adapting to changes. Conclusion: Waterfall methodology offers structured and sequential approach to project management suitable for projects with stable and well understood requirements. While Waterfall provides clarity and predictability in project progression, it may lack flexibility and adaptability required to address changing business environment. You know, these days, the environment customers need are always evolving. Customers' appetite is too high that they're always changing their mind. There's a lot for them to choose from. So customers and the businesses, they always chasing after customers' appetite. They always want to, accommodate this appetite. That's why a lot of softwares are changing drastically, because customers, they can never be satisfied. It's very difficult to satisfy them. They always want more. And Waterfall do not offer this kind of environment for this kind of high liquidity in appetite. So that is Waterfall, very simple, structured, and almost everything I'll be teaching you guys, a lot of them, almost all of them comes in Waterfall, like all the activities we'll be doing, kickoff meeting, name them, read log, project status updates, all of them, all these activities will capture them. These things we do within managing projects in Waterfall environment as well. So yeah, that's Waterfall for you. And we'll quickly move into Prince2 methodologies. Prince2 is a project of United Kingdom, is owned by, is developed by government, owned by government, recommended. So they want to manage projects. They want to reduce, abandoned projects, project failure. That's why government decided to came in. That's the main reason. So Prince2, meaning projects in controlled environment, is a structured project management methodology developed by UK government to provide a common framework for managing project effectively. Prince2 is based on 7 principles, themes, and processes that guide project planning, execution, and control throughout the project's life cycle. So in Prince2 is where government try to have a blend of agile and waterfall, kind of blending agile and waterfall together. Then please put yourself on mute. So that is the blending. That's the main purpose of Prince2. And Prince2 is very good. Up till now, it's still highly regarded as a strong project methodology in UK. If you are going to work in so many, like government environment, they will always want you to have at least one certification of Prince2. Yeah. This lady, Precious, put yourself on mute. I'm trying to put you on mute. If I make a mistake, I will remove you. That is the purpose. You have to do that by yourself. Okay. Yeah, sorry about the disturbance. And we're on Prince2 principles. So I was telling you guys, Prince2 is a blend trying to get the best of waterfall and trying to get the best of agile. So these are key principles of Prince2. Prince2 believe in continued business justification. The main reason why you go into a project because of justification. There is a reason, there is a benefit. The benefit must still be valid. As long as the benefit is valid, that project should continue. But at any point the project is no longer valid, then it should be discontinued. That is Prince2. Anything, any project we are doing must be valid. Valid means that we must always carry out what we call cost-benefit analysis. In the cost-benefit analysis, the benefit must always be higher than the cost. In any time we're running a project, the cost is higher than the benefit. According to Prince2, that project is not worthwhile. So Prince2 project must have a valid business case. That is business case. Business case is a justification why that project should continue because of the benefit. So that the justify the investment of resources and effort. The business case outlines the expected benefit, cost, risk, and return associated with the project. So continuous justification of that project. Then learn from experience. Learn from experience. Prince2 pushes so much for what we call lesson learned. I talk about lesson learned a lot. Prince2 do not play with lesson learned. You must always document your lesson. That becomes a body of knowledge through which improvements can be built upon. So Prince2 encourage project team to learn from their past projects, both successes and failure, and apply lessons to improve project planning and execution. Define roles and responsibilities. Prince2 always encourage that we must have a clear role so that we are not going to be struggling. People struggling in project when their role is not well clear, they do not understand their responsibilities. And that's why we build what we call asymmetries. So Prince2 love that a lot. Prince2 define clear roles and responsibilities for project stakeholders, including the project board, project manager, team manager, and project support role, ensuring accountability and owner. So if you are in our asymmetries class, you can see how this is very handy, this roles and responsibility. And managed by stage, which Agile and Waterfall encourages that a lot as well. Prince2 divide projects into project life cycle into manageable role known as management stages with defined objective, deliverable, and review point. Each stage must be planned, monitored, and controlled to ensure progress and quality. You see, in Waterfall and Prince2 are sharing a lot of things in common. Managed by exception, Prince2 empowers project managers to make day-to-day decisions within predefined tolerance, but require escalation to higher authority if tolerance are exceeded or issues arises that can not be resolved within the project manager's authority. So you can see that this area you see is stressing on why we should have a project charter, which empowering project manager to make day-to-day decisions. That is authorization. Empowering is authorization. It's encouraging us to have project charter. In a situation where you are demanding for more, what is not within the scope, meaning you are then asking the project manager to go escalate into project change control board. At this point, there's things you demand which is not within the project scope. What the project manager needs to do is to escalate it to the project control board or change control board. So you can see how Prince2 is, all these areas we've treated: change requests, project charter, that is authorization and escalation, and focus on products. Prince2 emphasizes the importance of defining and managing project deliverable known as product. Throughout the project lifecycle, the product must be defined, approved, and delivered according to the predefined quality criteria and standard. So you see here, Prince2 is now talking about user stories and acceptance criteria, which is what we do a lot in Agile. Agile talk about these criteria and standard, although we talk about quality standard in Waterfall as well. Tailor to suit project environment. Prince2 is adaptable and scalable, allowing organization to tailor its principle, theme, and processes to suit the specific need, complexity, and context of the individual project. You can see now in this number 7 is now highly becoming flexible, adopting agile environment, agile in the aspect of project flexibility and handling complex projects. So, like I said, Prince2 tried to see the good aspect of Waterfall, grab it, good aspect of Agile, grab it, bring it together, merge it, and call it Prince2. So, it's very powerful projects approach. It's very popular in UK. Yeah. Themes of Prince2. In Prince2, these are key things that you need to do while managing your project. Your project must have, these are key approaches you must, or techniques or documentation, things you must do. Business case, your project must always have a business case. Business case is a document, it's a documentation. Ensuring that the project remains aligned with the organizational objective and deliver value to stakeholders. Organization, that is organizing. Your project must continue to be highly organized, defining clear rules, responsibilities, and reporting to the project stakeholder. So, the minute you must have a racing metrics. 2 documents I've mentioned, you must have a business case, you must have a racing metrics. Quality, establishing quality criteria, standard, and processes to ensure that the project deliverables meet stakeholder expectations. So you must have quality control documents or acceptance criteria. Plan, developing comprehensive plan to guide project execution, monitoring, and control. That is, we have a comprehensive project plan. These are the aspects we use Project Labor or Microsoft to build. This is a document. Risk, identifying, assessing, and mitigating project risk to minimize their impact on project delivery, meaning we're talking about RAID log or risk register, which we've dealt with. Prince2 equally, these are documents, Prince2. If you must work within Prince2, you must have all this. Change. Managing change to project scope, requirement, and deliverable to ensure alignment with stakeholders' needs and expectations. So managing change here, you see where the change control board comes in. So we must have approach to manage change. You cannot just manage change anyhow. So this is it, where stakeholders will make their input as well. Progress, monitoring progress and reporting project progress against the baseline, schedule, budget, and quality criteria. That is it. We talk about project status reports, where periodically, like every month, you continue to monitor and report. That is it. You see that almost everything we've dealt with, all the documentation techniques, we captured all of them through this Prince2. And then processes of Prince2. You're using Prince2. The first thing is starting up the project, initiating the project, defining its objective, scope, and approach, and appointing the project management team. Yeah, if you look at a document, the key breakdown structure framework I gave to you. See, we are copying a lot from Prince2. Directing a project, you must provide oversight. Like as a project manager, you must provide oversight and governance for the project, including authorizing project initiation, approving project plans, and monitoring project processes. So that is directing the project. So these are things you have to follow immediately after starting up a project and initiating a project, establishing a detailed project plan, including business cases, project management approach, and project initiation document. And then controlling stage. Monitoring and controlling project progress, managing issues and risk, and reviewing stages performance against plan objective. Managing product delivery, managing the development and delivery of the project product according to predefined quality criteria and standard, and managing project boundaries. Boundaries, when we talk about boundaries, talk about scopes. Scopes here means review project progress, update plans, and obtaining approval. Means that before you can move to any stage, you must obtain approval before moving to the next stage. And that is the main purpose of why we're always having this project status report. And within project status report, every week you show what you guys are doing, some of the deliverables, and if approved, then you move to the next thing you want to do for the next week. If it's not approved, then you have to go back and redo it. So mean obtaining approval. And this is highly public sector oriented. In public sector, any project you are managing in public sector, like so many of us who are going to work in public sector, like state government, local government, this is the way project run there. You must get approval before you move to the next stage. If you are managing projects in local government or state government, before you can move, for instance, you are building a road. After grading the road and you want to lay asphalt, you must get approval. Like grading can be the first stage before asphalting. So after grading, you can't just take your team and start asphalting. The town engineer must inspect to make sure that the grading is within the acceptance quality or criteria. If that is happening, the town engineer will give you approval, a certificate. They'll give you a certificate authorization to move to the next level. And the way it happens is that once they give you that approval to move to the next level, that approval will unlock another finance that will take you through the asphalting. You know? So I've seen so many people in projects in Nigeria, they come and complain that after doing a job, they work for local government or they work for state government, and after working for local government or working for state government, that they are being owned. Then it means they didn't have good project managers. In public project management, which local government, state government, I happen to witness it first class, you do not do things like that. Any stage you are planning to enter, the state government or the local government must mobilize you. You are not using your money to do that work. It's not your work. So I wonder how they put themselves into that kind of situation. You finish the first stage, they mobilize you for that another stage. You finish that another stage, they review. If they're happy, they mobilize you for another. So they keep mobilizing you for every stage till you finish it. So how then do you come and start telling us that the state government is paying you or that local government? It means that they didn't employ competent project managers. And that's why they are finding themselves in this kind of mess. So that is managing stage boundaries. And closing a project, formalizing project closure, reviewing project outcome, capturing lesson learned, handing over project deliverable to stakeholders, which we covered as well, yeah, in our training. So you can see that Prince2 is very good, and we've been adopting Prince2. Yeah. So benefits of Prince2 methodology: provide a common framework and language for managing project effectively, emphasizes on continuous business justification and stakeholder engagement. If your project will continue to be justified, continue to be valid, the benefit is always very glaring, very visual. People are seeing it as well. People are seeing the benefits, and you're keeping stakeholders, carrying them along. You're not going to have problem. And this is what Prince2 is trying to distress. The project managers have been going through. They try to remove this stress from the project manager. So it promotes clear rules, responsibilities, accountability, and projects. So this is RACI, very, very important. RACI metrics is extremely important. You can apply it in even your normal place of work. If you are a manager, even if you are not a project manager, it's important to use RACI for rules, responsibilities, accountabilities. Flexible and adaptable to suit various project types, size, and context, and encourages learning from past project mistakes by applying lesson learned to improve project outcome. It comes with its own challenges as well. Prince2 requires formal documentation of governance process, which can be time consuming, is bureaucratic. That is one thing with Prince2. It's bureaucratic, but that bureaucratic, if you are working in public sector is a bureaucratic environment. So it's better you apply Prince2. I'm not encouraging you to go and use agile in public sector, because they will deny you. They will deny you when things goes wrong. Prince2 will make sure you have project charter. In Waterfall, in agile, we do not understand project charter. These are some of the things you might not hear in Waterfall, in the agile methodology. But it's very, very important, like in Prince2, if you are working with state government or federal government or local government or parastatals, all these organizations, because when things go wrong, they were going to drag you. The first thing they're going to say is a panel of inquiries. And before you know it, another thing will start happening. So Prince2 is bureaucratic. That's one of the challenges. May not be suitable for projects with high uncertainty, rapid changing environment. Yes. It's a bit flexible, but not high. Agile is that project that takes high risk. Agile is good for high risky projects, high uncertainty, rapid changing environment. That is agile for. So you need to understand the kind of projects you are trying to execute, and then understand the methodology you are going to adopt. Yeah. That's why it's good to understand, because each methodology have a place where they suit most. Prince2 is very good for public sectors. Okay, relies heavily on upfront planning and may struggle to accommodate evolving project needs. Prioritize their flexibility as well. Requires training, certification for project managers and team members to effectively implement Prince2 practice. That is one of the biggest challenges of Prince2. We always say, do you have certification, Prince2 certification? These days, once you have a training, good boot camp with you're already a project manager, you know, and companies do not, so many companies do not have, we don't have enough project manager for you to say you must have Prince2 certification. So there's a lot of project managers who do not have Prince2 certification and they are practicing. So when companies are saying you have, is a bit, project managers do not want to audit because it's a bit, it's not easy to get certification anyway, more especially when we are going for Prince2 practitioner. There's a lot is involved, you know. So, and companies do not cherish certification these days. They cherish experience. So people are now pursuing experience than pursuing certification. So if you are looking for Prince2, if you are more interested in working for um, public sectors, outside public sectors, they don't care so much about this Prince2. Yeah. But if you are looking for local government projects, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Education, means all this and that government related in UK, most of them want to know if you have Prince2. Conclusion, Prince2 methodology offer a structured process-based approach to project management, providing organization with a flexible and adaptable project framework for managing projects. So structured and the flexible, kind of the best of the two. By embracing Prince2 principle, themes, and processes, organization can improve project governance, stakeholder engagement, and project success rate, ultimately delivering value to stakeholders and achieving project objectives. So Prince2 for me is good. So all of them are good depending on where you are working, the kind of project you want to. If you are working on public sector Prince2, especially in UK, try to adopt Prince2. You can equally adopt Prince, even if you're not in UK, because it's government, most government work all over the world. It's almost the same thing. So they always want to be a bit of that bureaucracy. But if you are on a rapid environment, software development, you are working on AI projects, you don't go for Prince, you go for Agile, because these are where requirement is on a very high volatility. You can want to do, you're planning on this tomorrow, you come and they say, no, we are no longer working on this. So many people that are working with me knows that as a product owner, I change a lot. I follow the direction of the market. Yeah. So if you have question, then you can ask me a question. Any question? All right. This is where we are bringing this training to an end, and I want to thank everybody who stayed fast and committed to this moment. You know, a lot of people want to be project managers, but a lot of people do not want to make the sacrifice it takes to be project manager. This project manager role is among the top. area role when it comes to IT. It's a role that is recognized everywhere, no matter the industry. If you are in the financial industry, if a project manager in banking is a top man, a project manager in a healthcare like NHS is a top man, a project manager in uh, software development is a top man, in consulting is a top man, in local government, in public sectors is a top man. So anywhere you go and they talk about project manager, is a highly respected. I don't see role we can say that is bigger than project manager. So it's something that we should take seriously. You see, so many of us have gone through the universities, read one or two courses that are not prominent, and they took it seriously. Now we are doing the main thing, what's supposed to define change, and they are not serious. Yeah. So that's why I'm encouraging all of us here and congratulating those who became serious till now, because yeah, you are doing yourself a great service. If you grab it, it's a big thing for you. If you if you're coming to UK and the immigration officer tell you what are you doing, tell the person you are a project manager, they will just remove cap for you, you know, or you are a business analyst, or you are a software engineer. These are highly reputable globally, even if not even in UK, even if you are in America, John Kennedy International Airport, they say you are a project manager here. They respect you, even in Murtala Muhammad Airport. You tell them you are a project manager, everybody respects you. So, point I'm making is that this is a big project for you. Yeah. And tomorrow we are going to talk about, we will start. I'm not going to bother you with boot camp. So, if you missed any class, go and watch it, read your notes. That's all you need to know. I'm not going to be bothering you so much again with this and no. What we are going to be talking about is putting what we learned so far into practice. Yeah. So, and we have a very fresh big company. We are going to place you on internship, freshly baked, fresh vision. So it's up to you to showcase us what you've got. I'm going to share yours. This is the project you are going to work on. So this is it. It's called the Village Arena. And what this company is doing is to digitalize all the villages in the whole world, not Nigeria. We want to make this a global village. Like they say, the world has become a global village. So we want to globalize villages so that anywhere you are around the world, you can be visible. Whatever you are doing, you can be visible. Whatever project, you can be visible. And then we have a lot of NGOs, agencies can equally come in. We are going to partner with them to see community projects. You see here is businesses and projects. Projects are going to be visible. Villages, communities are going to be capturing community. The first layer is going to capture communities, mean autonomous communities with traditional rulers. Then the second layer is we are going to build is going to capture villages. We want to know what is happening. So it's going to open up tourism. For instance, here I'm in UK. and want to go to Ghana, I want to come to Nigeria, I should see activity, village attractions where people can and equally have markets. All the markets can be captured, where all the people, for instance, in Nsukka selling honey, yellow, somebody in London here can be in this village arena and order a honey from Nigeria and is going to deliver to the person in UK. Or somebody who's going to order for this kind of traditional wear from Ijebu, Ijesha, and or Gare is going to be delivered. So that is what we are building here. We are not, it's a niched social infrastructure, not a social media. I'm not calling it a social media. It's an infrastructure that is holding villages, digitalization of villages. So that is, we want to go back to the identity of what we are. We want to discover whom we really are through this. So you can leave your village, but you know that your village cannot live you. Even if you are in London or New York, everybody got a village. You must identify with their village and see what is happening in your village. So Village Arena is the world first digital village network. A platform designed to connect, empower, and economically activate villages and their people, both locally and across global diaspora. We're not just a social platform. We are a digital homeland for every village. Our vision is to build the largest digital infrastructure for village globally, where every villages becomes connected, visible, economically active. We want to activate every village is economically, culturally preserved. We envision a future where no village is disconnected, forgotten, or economically isolated. Our mission is to digitalize, organize, and empower rural and community ecosystem by enabling people to connect, business to thrive, and community to grow, opportunities to reach everyone. The problem we are solving across Africa and much of the world, villages are digitally invisible. You can't talk about your village. Who knows your village? Yeah, we've come to the extent that, yeah, every village must be visible. Every village is a community. It must be visible. There is no place we don't have villages. Even here in United Kingdom, we have so many villages in United Kingdom. Even in America, Canada, Australia, China, we have so many villages there. We are going to capture all the villages. You know, that is the roadmap. Local businesses lack visibility and market access. A lot of people in the villages who are Gary processors, farmers, nobody knows about them. Their markets, they don't have a visibility. Everybody do not have that potential to move their product to the city, you know, and so many of them are discouraged. So when they see that anywhere you are, you can actually showcase, you don't need a shop, anywhere you have a product, people can come and buy your product, you know, it's going to activate a lot of businesses in the village. All this rural urban migration is going to stop, because if you are in the urban area looking for a job, somebody, your colleague in the village, can equally be looking for a job. Is it not via internet? You'll be looking for work, and equally be doing his fish farming in the village or pig farming in the village, making money while looking for a job. Even if he doesn't make the job, he can be concentrating his business. You in the city, you'll be there in the city, and your mates in the village are building mansions. So we want to stop this rural urban migration because of looking for better opportunities. There are so many opportunities in the villages here. So community projects struggle with funding and coordination. So when you have a beautiful project running, you can attract funding from even London, America. There's a lot of funding community projects. Or we don't have it because they don't see the project. A lot of companies, a lot of organizations globally are looking for rural developmental projects to invest on, but they are not visible. Culture and heritage. Are slowly disappearing. We want to preserve our culture, talking about them digitally, showcasing them, attracting tourists is a way of preserving them. Meanwhile, global platforms like Facebook, Instagram focuses on individuals, not communities. Villages have never had a platform built specifically for them. So this is the first time we are building all over the world. This is the first ever village infrastructure globally. Search anywhere globally, there's no village infrastructure, digital infrastructure. This is the first time ever we're going to have a digital infrastructure for villages, communities, rural people. So all these other people are developed, they are showcasing big cities, activities in the cities. Now we want to carry village on our head. So yeah, as a matter of fact, everybody comes from a village. Our solution, Village Arena, creates a structured village, digital ecosystem for villages where each community has a digital village, a dedicated space representing community, members, updates, identity, and histories, where all this thing is going to be preserved. New Yam Festival, Masquerade Festival, all this, a lot of festival in the village, different villages. Let the villages, let them showcase what they have, attract people from all over the world to come and see what you are doing. Villages were trying to kind of activating businesses. Now you can see tourists. Just that you have insecurity in Nigeria. Outside the insecurity in Nigeria, for instance, if you go to Ghana, a lot of people want to come and see what is happening in Africa. For instance, if Nigeria is working, maybe you don't have security. If you see that all these houses in the village, because you go to village, you see a lot of big houses in the village, empty, nobody's. All those big houses, the owners can convert them into something like Airbnb, not less, because people come into the village for, excursion, tourism, a lot of people will be coming, and it's going to be generating money for them. People coming to Waterfall, there's a lot of water. If you come to Enugu, there's a lot of waterfall in Enugu, so people have never heard about them. So this is where we are going to be bringing them to life, showcasing them, making them to be proud of what they are. So a connected people network, resident, indigenous, and diaspora, and a local marketplace. If you see here, businesses, traders, services, and agricultural products. A community project hub, fundraising, development fund, collective action, cultural and tourism layer, heritage, festival, and attraction. So our platform structure, the village arena is built around 6 pillars. Identity. Every village has a digital presence. People. Communities are connected globally. Economy. Businesses and markets are visible. Projects. Communities can build together. Cultural heritage is preserved and shared. Opportunities, jobs, tourism, and growth. So, why we matter? Village Arena is not just a product, it's an infrastructure. So we're building the operating system for villages. So why we say it's not just a social media is where people come to show, to look for a friend. No, what we're not doing here is not social media. We want to activate all the villages globally. They are already there, but they are not activated. They are there in the physical, but they do not exist in the digital. So it's time to digitalize them and activate them and make them work, because the world is digitalized. That is the purpose, not a social media platform. It's an operating system for villages. This unlock economic inclusion, rural development, diaspora engagement, and cultural preservation. So our starting point, so that's what we're going to do. The starting points, we're going to launch pilots. A pilot in Soka, Enugu State, onboarding 40 autonomous communities, thousands of users, hundreds of businesses. This is the first step. And this is where your project is coming. So you guys are coming in to carry out this pilot stage. That is their project. The vision, our long-term vision, Village Arena will evolve into the largest village marketplace network, the leading economic project funding platform, tourism discovery engine for rural areas, a diaspora connection hub. Our business model, marketplace transaction, business listing, project funding, facility, premium community feature, tourism, and experience booking. So people can book for tourism. People can book if you have a house in the village. You can package it and come and list it here, and people will book it. People coming to a village to experience cultural activities or discover, they will come and, you know. So the main thing is, let's just have security. Our community first philosophy, we believe communities should not depend on external systems to grow. Instead, community should own its identity. People should participate in development. Value should be circulated locally. Trust, safety, and value. Village Arena is built on authenticity, real communities, real people, not fake community, fake people in Facebook. Everything in Facebook is fake. So, but everything in Village Arena here is real. Aspects of culture, every village here is going to be verified. So, and every person within the village must be verified as well. So is community first moderation, safe and meaningful engagement to prioritize real identity over viral noises. All these social media is just viral noises. People, all these people creating all those noises, they are fake. They are fake people with chasing clouds. This is time to do the real thing. So our impact here, Village Arena aims to bring millions of rural users online, digitize local economies, enable grassroots development, reduce rural-urban inequality. Our ambition, we are not building another social media platform. We are building global village infrastructure. That's what we're doing. So, Village Arena is where your village comes alive, your people connect, your culture is preserved, your economy grows. So, we want a situation where every village, if your village is not here or your community is not here, then you are not in this planet. That is the goal. By the time in the next 3 years, when their village globally is not captured, or let's just say 5 years globally, your village is not there, it means that village do not exist, or that community do not exist in this world. Yeah. So the Village Arena is your digital homeland. That's what we're doing here. So tomorrow we continue where we stop. Like we have what we are going to do. See villages and communities where you see we're going to be creating all the, we can already see it here. All these are communities. So these are communities, some communities in the Soka already, these are them. And you see here in the community, they have a market. Every community here have a marketplace. So all people within this community, they can showcase their products, sell their products, and you can equally see the people within the community. So if you are in this community, if you see here, you see me, I'm here, you see all the people in the community, you already know yourself. So, if you have anything you are selling, you can sell. Once you showcase, put your product here, everybody in this community can see they can buy from you. Outside as well can buy, because your community, the products you sell can equally appear on the global village marketplace, which is this one. Like you see here, you see products here. So people can list their products. This, if I like, I'm just from here, I buy it and it will be delivered to my address. And so many more things here as well. Projects, if you have a project here, you can showcase the project, your community project through these businesses. You can put all the businesses within the community to capture them. Events, this village calendar is for events where, like, you can add an event where people can, like, New Yam Festival or Fala happening in their village, and people might want to come, or some of these waterfall, people trying to come there, like if you go to Bunike Cave, people continue to go to that kind of places for activities. So these are the things we can do here. And as we are going on, we are going to be adding a lot of more features based on demand. What people are asking, villages that will make our village thrive, our community grow, people happy, visible progress, we're going to add them. But this is what we are launching with these features, what we are launching with, and more features are going to be coming. So you can come here and see what is happening in your community, and that's it. So by tomorrow, you are going to get your you are going to get project brief, and we'll take it from there. Yeah. But this is just a tip of what we're going to do. Yeah. If you have questions, yeah, ask questions. If you don't have questions, yeah, we end it here for now. So this application, the mobile app, we are still working on the mobile app, is going to be ready in no distant time. Yeah, but this is ready now. As you can see, this is very fresh project, so it's not yet launched. So it means it's a fresh project. Yeah. Okay. Any question? All right. No question.